All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Chat with MTC, Prelude to Malaysian Wood Expo 2023. My name is Shafiq, and I am the moderator for today's webinar. So how is everyone today? You had your breakfast? Or some of you fasting? All of you are fasting. So perhaps you can, we can do some interaction before we start the webinar. Good morning, Chef Fazi Ishak. So everyone great? How you guys are doing this morning? Hi, Danny. Morning. All right. So I'm sure some of you are fasting. Oh, okay, great. Okay. We have a representative from MATRADE, from MTIB. Thank you, guys. Morning, Bear. Okay, Mr. Chua. Okay, OBOT. All right. Okay, Sabrina, Willen, hi, morning. Okay, so everyone is all fired up this morning. Okay, thank you guys for joining us. It is so nice to meet you guys again. It has been a while, so I hope you guys are doing fine and healthy. As you all know, the Malaysian Timber Council will be organizing an international wood and woodworking machinery event called the Malaysian Wood Expo, or MWE 2023. And this event will be held from 18 to 20 June at MyTech Kuala Lumpur. So this event, because today is 18 April, so this event is exactly 2 months away. So we are now 18 April, so the event is on 18 June, so we have 2 months away. And let's say if your company is interested in exhibiting at the expo, do let me know as soon as we have a limited space available and the booths are filling up quickly. Okay, so I believe you guys have my number, my email address. So do give me a heads up if you would like to inquire on the booth location so that I can help to secure it for you. Okay, all right. Moving forward, for our prelude to the Malaysian Wood Expo or MWE 2023 webinar series, we'll be organizing several webinars for up to 2 months until the month of June to tease and promote the event. So today, this is considered as our first webinar, and we have invited MATRADE to share with us their market development grant. So I'm sure some of you are already familiar and some of you may not be familiar with the grant, but never mind, because that's why you guys are here today. So it is good that you guys can join us because this is also the first time that we invited MATRADE to talk about the grant specifically. So yeah, okay. All right, so I believe that today's webinar will be very interesting to our audience, and I'm sure there are a lot of questions from you guys. Okay, so before we start our session, I would like to cover some housekeeping rules. So if you have any question for the speaker during the presentation, just type in your questions inside the Q&A box in your screen. So we have a Q&A box. You just click on the Q&A and then you can type in the questions. And our speakers will address them during the Q&A session at the end of this presentation. Also, if you want to find out more information about the timber industry, do follow MTC social media, which is available in my backdrop. Then we have a few social media here. We have LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and many more. And I think the upcoming ones are TikTok. Okay, so I think TikTok starts here. Okay, so that one will be in our next webinar. So. All right, and now it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Encik Radhi Hisham Ismail, Manager of the Market Development Unit, who is our featured speaker for today's webinar. Encik Radhi Hisham has 15 years of working experiences in MATRADE in areas such as administrative, human resources, exporter development, ASEAN and Oceania market, and now the Market Development Grant Unit, MDG. So for your information, he is the former trade commissioner of MATRADE Brazil, MATRADE Sao Paulo, and has just recently moved back to Malaysia. So if you have any inquiries on the Brazilian market, I'm sure Encik Radhi Hisham still fresh. So I think his intel, he has a lot of intel. So I believe that he's the best person for you to reach out to. Okay. All right. So before we invite our speaker, are you guys ready to kick off this first webinar? So can I get a guess from you guys? All right. Okay. Thank you, Rennie. Thank you, Mr. Rain. Oh, all right. We have representative from FFC. All right. Okay. All right. So over to you, Encik Radi Hisham. The floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Encik Shafiq, and good morning, everyone, and salam sejahtera. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Radi Hisham Ismail. I'm the manager at the Market Development Grant unit in MATRADE. So I've been here less than 1 year because I just come back from Brazil. So without further ado, I think let me share my screen for me to start the presentation. Okay. Let me start the presentation, my presentation today. Before that, let me introduce MATRADE. I think a lot of you know about MATRADE, but maybe some of you didn't know about us. MATRADE is the full name of MATRADE is Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation. We established in 1993 under the Parliament Act, Malaysia External Development Corporation Act. And we are the National Trade Promotion Agency under Ministry of now is Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, but still MITI. And our main role is to promote the export of Malaysian product and services overseas. And for your information, MATRADE have 46 offices globally and 5 regional office in Malaysia. So if you want to talk about exporting your products to the world, so MATRADE is the best place for you to get advice, because we have 46 offices around the world. So this is my content of my presentation. We will go to overview, and then we go to eligible criteria and what's the eligible activities under MDG, and what is the supporting document that you need to send to make you able to claim all the expenses under MDG grant, and the claim document, how to apply. Here, when we talk how to apply, I will show you the step-by-step how to apply the MDG, and application and submission regarding the date and duration that you need to send your application, and also some important notes. So first, let's we look at the overview of MDG. MDG, the objective is MDG. We call it MDG, but the full name is Market Development Grant. But it's most popular, and we call it under MDG. The objective is to assist SME, professional services provider, trade and industry association, chamber of commerce, professional bodies, and also cooperative in undertaking eligible export promotion activity. Here, I would like to stress on export promotion activity. So other than export promotion activity, you are not eligible for this grant, right? And this grant is in the form of reimbursable grant on the eligible expenses. The type of expenses I will elaborate later, but it's reimbursable grant. Is 100% reimbursable, means that you pay first, whatever you pay, then we pay back. But it's based on the maximum amount for each activity that I will be explaining later. So the grant ceiling is 300,000 per applicant lifetime. When I say per applicant, is per company and lifetime. So once you get it, so you will get 300. You will get the maximum 300,000, but you are not using it up to 300,000. You will get based on the activity that you claim, right? And the most important is the fund is subject to the availability of the fund. So as you know that sometimes we have the fund, but sometimes government didn't give the enough fund to us. So when the bad come, when the fund is almost finished, so some of the application will be whole until we get the new fund from the government. All right. So that's the sad news, but no worries. Government always help the SMEs. So here is the mandatory requirement. The first and the most important, you must be a MATRADE member. To be a MATRADE member, currently we didn't charge anything. So please register as a MATRADE member because it's free. And I don't know, in the future, maybe they will charge to be a member. So better you take early action, register as a MATRADE member. It didn't take long. I think around 10 to 15 minutes, then you will be our members. Become our member is not only you can claim for this grant, but you also will enjoy a lot other activity, a lot other information that we share by MATRADE to our members. For example, the intelligence, the business intelligence, the market intelligence, anything about the opportunity outside. So we will only share it with our member. So the second is not public listed company. Public listed, as you know, is listed in the main board in Bursa Malaysia or main board in other countries. So this, if your company is public listed, so you are not eligible for this grant. And number three is not subsidiaries. You also the company that subsidiary for the PLC also is not eligible for this grant. Subsidiary for the large firm, for the MNCs and also GLC is not eligible for this grant. Company that have any government equity, federal or state, also not eligible for this grant, even though the equity or the share that government have in your company very small, but still not eligible for this grant. And the company under the Minister of Finance Incorporated also is not eligible, and state-owned enterprise. So these all the government link company is not eligible for this grant. Right? We only focus to the pure SMEs to be assisted to penetrate the export market. And number four, you must be an active business. The dormant company is not able to claim this grant, and the company, the young company, like less than 1 year, means that you just operate the company, so still cannot claim under this grant. Why? Because one of the documentation that required when you send the application is your financial report, the annual return report. So if you are the first year, so you will not have this, so you are not eligible to claim under this grant. So the fifth one is not fully subsidized or sponsored by any third party. When we say sponsored by any third party, means that the third party must maybe the agencies, government agency. For example, in this case, MTC. If MTC sponsored your booth in any trade fair, either is locally based or international based, so the cost for the sponsored one is not eligible to claim. For example, MTC sponsored for the booth, so the booth cost is cannot claim under this grant, but the other costs, for example, the airfare, the accommodation, still claimable under this grant. All right. So this is the eligible criteria. Like I said, we have 5 category or 6 category. manufacturing, trading, services, professional, cooperative, and also trade and industry association. So this is the eligible criteria. You can see here, it's always mesh or parallel with the SMEs regarding the manufacturing, trading, or services. So all the criteria that set in SME is here, is the same. And for the professional services, it's a professional services, so it's a little bit different. Whereas if you are professional services, you must be registered under the respective professional bodies incorporated under Registration of Business Act 1956. And the other is a cooperative and also trade association, also eligible to claim under this grant. So, like I said earlier, we have 4 core activities that is eligible to be claimed under this grant. The first activity is the participation in international trade fair or exhibition. The maximum grant amount, if under this activity, you can divide into two category. One is organized locally, or and another one is organized overseas. The maximum grant amount, if you organize locally or organize in Malaysia, is 5,000, and if you organize overseas, is 25,000. So the event must be a B2B event. The event that organized focusing on B2C event will not eligible for this grant also. For the activity 2, participation in trade and investment mission or export acceleration mission. Here also we have 2 categories. One, organized by MATRADE. If the mission, the trade and investment mission, is organized by MATRADE, so you can claim up to 10,000 ringgit. But if the mission or acceleration mission organized by other entities other than MATRADE, MIDA, or MITI, so you can claim up to 2,000 ringgit only, right? And the third activity is participation in international conference and overseas. This is the maximum grant amount is 2,500, and the conference or overseas must be related to the promotion of the export. So it does not apply for the workshop, seminar, or training for the purpose of acquiring skill. This one, if you have any invitation to be a speaker in any international conference overseas, not inside Malaysia, not domestically, but overseas, so you can claim under this grant. And the fourth one is for the listing fee. Listing fees of our product in the supermarket overseas also. Like you said, if you want to go under IKEA will charge you some fees to, for example, to bring in your product to their shelf. So this fee can be claimed back under this grant. So this is the table. We make it a bit easy to be understand. Whereas the first activity is participation in international trade fair held in Malaysia or overseas. The claimable expenses is 5,000 if local, or overseas is 25,000. And the expenses that we covered is first is participation fee or booth rental, the booth construction or enhancement. We call it booth construction or enhancement is because sometimes when you buy a booth, the booth is just a basic, so you need to add up the counter, the shelf, to display shelf or something. So these costs can be claimed under this grant. But if you printing, you make some printing or the brochure printing and everything, so this is not covered under this grant, right? It's not under booth enhancement or booth construction. The third expense that covered is the airfare or the flight tickets. We don't care what class you are, either the economic class or the first class or the economy business class, but you must remember the maximum if you participate in overseas is 25,000, and if you participate in local is 5,000. So make your calculation before you make the booking and everything. The fourth expense that covered is the accommodation. So for activity 1, 2, and 3, this is the 4 expenses that cover under this grant. But under the activity number 4 is a listing fee. Only the listing fee is up to 20,000 per application per city. Right. So these all the documentation that we need, the supporting documentation that we need. You can see the table. I think if you have any question here, you can ask during the Q&A. So, but don't worry about this, because in our system, the system will trigger you which form that you need to upload for us, right? So this again, mentioned, you don't need to send all the documentation physically. Everything will do online. Everything will do by the system. The application also by the system. The process also will do by the system, and also the approval will also do by the system. So you no need to come to MATRADE and send all these document to my office. Right. So this all the document. All right. So this we go by activity, the same like the table just now, but we go by the activity. We will share the slide right after this. Like I said here, the booth construction or enhancement, the printing material is not a claimable, like I said earlier. Right. The airfare must be a ticket from Malaysia into and exit from the country of event. This for international. For example, you participate in Dubai Expo, right? So the ticket must be from Malaysia to Dubai and vice versa. You cannot take the ticket from Malaysia to Dubai, and then when you back, you go to Qatar, and then you come back to Malaysia. So this one will trigger some inquiries from my unit, and maybe the cost will be not claimable at the end, right? And accommodation is maximum 6 nights, but if not achieve 6 nights, so you will get additional 2 nights. Either is earlier, you come earlier, or 1 night before. The airfare and the accommodation the same, but here you don't have the booth, because to the mission you come and you have the business meeting, so there is no booth, so there is no booth construction or booth rental costs here. That's why the grant that the maximum grant is only 10,000 ringgit. And this participation in international conference, the maximum grant will be 2,500. So you can claim participation fees, accommodation, and also airfare. Right. Here you can see in my notes, it must be related to the promotion of export as a speaker or participant, and it does not apply to the workshops, seminar, or training for the purpose of acquiring skill, upgrading knowledge, or human capital development. All right. So this is the listing fees. Listing fees for the listing your product in the supermarket, but it's overseas. It's not locally. It must be overseas. Right? Maximum grant is 20,000. So you can claim this 20,000 for each hypermarket that you bring in your products. So next one is the how to apply the grant. First, you must be log on to MATRADE website. I believe everyone know our website address, www.matrade.gov.my. And after that, you go to Export to the World tab, click there, and then choose the Market Development Grant. So when you choose that grant, then this page will appear, Market Development Grant. Then you will see the Apply MDG. But don't you can click on the second button. You can see here there is two buttons. Don't click the first one, click the second one, so it will bring you to the application form. Here, when you come to the application form, you will need to key in the ROC or ROS number, and also the MATRADE registration number. That's why earlier I told you you must be registered with MATRADE to be our member, and when you become our member, then you will get the MATRADE registration number, right? And here you also must choose either you participate in the export promotion activity physically or virtually. Why? Because there is some information and also documentation that we require in physical, but we are not required in the virtual events. Right? And okay, when if you cannot enter the system, there might be some problem. Maybe most problem that we face is because of your company is not your company detail is not updated. So all the information is outdated. So you need to update first your company detail in our database, and then you will allow back to enter the system. How to do it? You can click on the link My Export Services to update your company profile or your company detail. For your information, MATRADE required you to update your information once a year only. So please, once you be our member, please update your detail or your profile, your company profile once a year, at least. And then if not, then you will facing some problem, especially when you want to apply the grant, right? And if you still, if the problem still persists, you're still facing the problem, you can contact the exporter advisory unit. There is the listed name there. You can contact either one of them, and they will assisting you to gain back your company database from our system, right? All right, when you enter, when you can enter this stage, so you can click for the new application there. From there, this is our system. Everything will be go through our system. It's online. No need to come to send the physical. Everything is here. The company profile. Once you be our member, MATRADE member, the company profile will be automated field, because whatever you put in our database as a member, so you will be appear here. You just need to key in for the activity, for the feedback, the payment detail, and all the attachment, all the document, the supporting document, you must be uploaded it in attachment tab. There, the system will trigger which document, which required document must be uploaded at the specific tab. So you just follow the system. The system will give an order step by step. But still, if you have any problem on that, you can call our office and talk with any officer in the market development grant unit. So the application and submission, for your information, the submission for the claim must be sent within 30 calendar days. Means that for the international trade fair, for the team, for the mission, and also international conference overseas, it must be 30 calendar days, starting from the first day, after the end of the event. For example, if the event, the last day of the event is 20th of April, so the first day that we calculate for the 30 calendar days is 21st April. So you must send it within the 30 calendar days. If you exceed this 30 calendar days, our system will reject. So it's not our fault, it's the system. So once it exceeds 30 days, you are not allowed to claim anymore. So please be careful on this. And my advice is once it's finished, once you finish participate in any activity, export promotion activity, send it as soon as possible. Don't wait until last minute, because maybe the system will hang or something, we didn't know. So if you send it early, so if any problem persists, occurs, we can still manage it, so that is for the company that participate in the trade fair or any export promotion activity. But for the organizer, for example, the MTC that will organize the Malaysia Wood Expo, right? So the organizer need to send the report of the event within 30 days also, right? Because the event is under trade fair, international trade fair. But if the event under mission, trade investment mission, you must send the report within 14 days. This is very important for the organizer, because why? If we receive your report over 30 days or over 40 days in case of mission, most probably all the participants that participate in the exhibition is not eligible to claim the grant. Why? Because once to eligible the participant to claim the grant, the the event must be approved by the market development committee, and this committee need to see the report, because the report will say the, the report will say about how the event organized. Is it the international level B2B kind of event, or B2C kind of event? So the committee will look into the report and make the decision either this event is up to the market development grant standard. There is an international trade fairs or international trade exhibition standard. So if not, so all the participants under that participate in this event will not able to claim under this grant. So for the organizer, please take note on this, because I don't want your participants be sad because of you are not fulfill the criteria under this, right? So some important notes here. Please remember this. Please read and understand the guidelines, the MDG guidelines. You can get all the guidelines in the latest guideline in our website. And secondly, please register as a MATRADE member. It's free, still free. So, and it's not take long time to be registered as our member. So please, it can be done by online. So please register as our member. For those is not yet our member. And the claim document must be original and scanned in color. Scan must be clear, readable, and unedited. This is very important. It must be original. Don't fork or make the edited document, because once we call it, so your company most probably will be suspended or blacklisted from the grant forever, right? And apply online by using our website, matrade.gov.my/MDG. Like I said, everything is online. There is no more physical form on everything. Everything is online to show the transparency of the processing of the grant. And document also must be in English. If the document is in other language, the company must translate it into English, right? And inform on any changes. This you need to update your company profile in MATRADE database once you be a MATRADE member, so you can update it there, especially your address and also account number, because whatever you put in once you register under MATRADE members, so your account number is there, everything, we will make the payment into that account. We will not change, or we will not ask for the company, is it the account is correct or no. You just take from whatever you key in your company profile, right? And all claim document must be under company names. Okay, if in case it's under individual name, it must be listed as a director or the shareholder, or inside the list of EPF statement. Means that, for example, if you go overseas and you take the hotel, you pay by credit card. The credit card name must be either is a director or the staff, employee of the company, and the staff name must be in the EPF statement. If not, the cost of the accommodation will not be eligible for the claim, right? So please make sure all the claim document must be under the company name or the individual name, but must be a director or the staff employee of the company. And the next important note is please respond on time, or your application will be automatically rejected by the system. This happens when you send an application, but your application or the document that you send is incomplete. So our officer will send a written email for you, requesting you to complete or send some documents, supporting document to complete your application. So and when they return your application, you have 10 days to return back to us, to give all the document. If you exceed this 10 days, so the system will automatically reject. And once it's reject, we cannot do anything. There is a chance that your application cannot be claimed, all the costs cannot be claimed, and you lost everything, So please respond on time and be alert once you send the application. And the last but not least, the important note that I want to highlight here is get information from the right source. Yeah, this is the most important thing. Get the information from the right source, especially get it from MATRADE, get from MDG officer. Don't listen to the third party and everything, because we have some cases that the third party said they are representing MATRADE and can do the claim, and if you do with them, it's 100% sure that you can claim, you can get back all the money and everything. Don't trust that. Don't believe on that. Go straight to the source. That is our unit, and we never, or MATRADE never appoint any third party to be our representative, especially for the grant, because this grant is very easy to be claimed, unless you don't meet all the criteria or the requirement that we that mentioned in our guideline, right? So I think that's all from me. This is my phone number and also email. You can send email to this email, and I believe Mr. Shafiq also will share with you, all of you, in the chat box after this. And if you need anything, you can call this number. You can ask for me and or other my colleague, the officer, to ask any question or any inquiries about the market development grant that you have. Right? I think that's all. Thank you so much, and I give back to this session to Mr. Shafiq. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Encik Radi Hisham, for the very insightful presentation. I myself actually captured some new information today. And as an organizer, we also take note that within 30 days, the submission of the report. If not, then the exhibitors will not be able to claim. Am I right? Yes. Okay.
Correct.
And then for those yang nak claim tu, make sure you don't edit your documents, or else you'll be blacklisted for your whole life. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of money for MATRADE for the grant. Okay, now we'll proceed with the Q&A session. I believe that we have received several questions submitted by the audience. I also have some that actually texted me also. So, okay, before I started off with the first question, please submit your question to us through the Q&A box below, and then we will get through as many questions as possible. I believe that we have about 15 minutes before 11:30. And the first question, I will start off with anonymous attendee. Hi, is this laughing ke apa ni? Hi Shafiq or he Shafiq? Okay. Okay, once one claim has rejected, company cannot claim next time. Cik, ready?
Okay.
I want to reply this one.
All right. Thank you for the question, anonymous attendee. Okay. Once the claim was rejected, the company can claim next time. Only for that application reject, but the others after that is not. You are still can claim. It's not mean that one reject you cannot claim anymore. The problem that I said before earlier is if you claim with edited document and everything, this is a bit different. Of course, the claim will be rejected, and there is consequences from that action also. Maybe your company will be blacklisted and everything. But if your claim is rejected because of late or not enough documents, or something, the ordinary reason, you can claim next time. And sometimes the claim is not totally rejected. Maybe some elements that is not claimable. For example, maybe we reject on the accommodation, but you can claim the booth rental and also the etiquettes. So some of it, like this. I think I answered the question. I hope so.
Okay. Anonymous attendee, is that okay? Okay. All right. Alice, how long will MATRADE take to pay back the claim? I think this is all everyone's looking forward to.
Okay. Actually, this question is always being asked once we make some presentation to any agency or any outside events. How long? It depend to the how heavy or how many application that we receive and how complicated the document or the application. Because some, the easiest one, it will take very short time. But if it's very complicated, so we need to sit down and everything. But to be on the safe side, we always say that since this grant is for the export promotion activity, we receive a lot of application. Last year only we received about nearly 6,000 applications that we approved. Last year only 6,000. And this year we just received up to March, it's 2,000 already, 2,000 over application already. So it will take some time. To the safe side, we always say to the applicant, it will take 3 to 4 months for each application. But it's still, like I said, subject to the ability of the fund. All right.
All right. Okay, Alice. All good. Okay. Book carrot. Okay, that one also answered this one. Okay, Herman. Hi. Upon submission of the document, how long does it usually take for the reimbursement to be sanctioned into company account? Thank you in advance, MATRADE. This is a very beneficial program. So I believe this one have also been shared, right? Upon submission of the document, how long does it usually take? Okay. All right. Okay, this is a very beneficial program. Thank you, Herman. Okay, Renee. Hi, Renee. I am Renee from IWP, Integrated Wood Processing, Tanjung Berhad. Just now, speaker mentioned about the claim. Let's say the ticket hotel bill under my name, but the credit card belongs to someone else. There's one different person pula lah. Hotel ticket under her name, but then credit card belongs to someone else. Am I eligible to claim? Someone else, meaning outside the organization. Am I eligible to claim?
Okay. Thank you, Miss Renee Ong. I just want to clarify here. The tickets and the hotel bill is under your name, so means that you pay for it with your credit card, And but the credit card belongs to someone outside.
Meaning the credit card to maybe belong to the husband, but then yeah,
Okay,
and then
okay.
the hotel too is her name. Yeah, so
Okay.
usually
So
bila dah husband and wife,
okay. So maybe
husband pay wife.
yeah, maybe the hotel must be the name is under Miss Rainey, but the credit card is
Yes,
under her husband or
yes, someone has said privilege.
someone else, right?
Yes.
So unfortunately, you cannot claim for this cost, because like I said in my presentation earlier, the document must be under the company name. The credit card that you use must be under company name. The account must be a company name, or the person, the director or the employees of the company. Why we do this? Because we want to see that the activity is done by the company. So the payment must be done by the company or its employee or the director of the company. Right. Unfortunately for Miss Lenny, you cannot claim for this. Sorry for that.
Yeah, so sorry ni. Okay. All right. Okay, Alice. So how will we know if we apply for the grant for MWE is full? Okay. This question is that, let's say they want to apply for the grant as part of the Malaysian Wood Expo, the upcoming Malaysian Wood Expo, and then they wanted to know whether they can get full grant or not. I think the maximum is 5,000 ringgit, right, for international trade fair. So yeah, Alice wanted to know if we are able to get a full grant. How will we know if you are applying for the grant for MWE is full? Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Miss Alice, for the question. Like I said, under the international trade fair, we can divide into two category. The first is organized locally, and second is organized overseas. In this case, Malaysia Wood Expo will be organized in MATRADE. It's locally organized. So the maximum amount that you can claim is 5,000 ringgit. So to make sure that you can get all the maximum that is 5,000, you must provide the correct documentation, the supporting documentation. And if the cost is more than 5,000, we will pay whichever the lower means that we will pay up to 5,000 only. Yeah, but make sure all the documentation, the supporting documentation is there, so that is high potential that you get the maximum 5,000. Right. And make sure that the organizer send the report on time.
We will make sure to do that.
If
Okay,
not,
all right.
nothing you will get.
Totally understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Shermaine for FFC here. Forest Stewardship Council. Does promoting sustainable forest management to local companies in the supply chain and helping them gain certification to increase their market opportunities, such as exporting their products to companies that require FSC certified material products and eligible activity? Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Chairman, for the question. Currently, this is not the eligible activity under the MDG, but it's still in our pipeline that we are getting. We are preparing the paper, the initial paper to the ministry to get the approval for additional activity for all these for the international certification, for the ESG reporting, and sustainability reporting, and another one is insurance, export risk insurance. Yeah, there is some new activity that will be introduced in the future, in the near future, but still we are getting the approval. So maybe in the next session we will have the additional activity for all the participants. Right?
Is that in time for June?
I don't think so because, like I said, we are trying to take it up to June, but seems like it's very cramped, the short timing. But we try our best to get it as soon as possible.
Okay, Ms. Shamin. Okay. All right. Hi, Sean. Hi, Sean. Yeah. Okay. All right, Sean from team. What is the current situation of MATRADE funding as application submitted in October 31st had yet to approve? Sean, did you apply with MATRADE grant previously? Did you apply for it? Yeah, I believe so because that's why I said yet to approve.
All right.
During the pandemic.
Yeah, Mr. Sean, maybe you can because I believe if in 2021 you are claiming for additional 5 activities, maybe you can tell me which activity that you are claiming, what is you apply for? Maybe logistic, I think.
Yeah.
I believe maybe logistic cost, because for your information, for the logistic cost, yes, we received around 17,000 application for the logistic cost solely, because there, like I said, there is 5 additional activities, and for the logistic only is 17,000. There is another 4 activity. There is thousands more application. That's why for this additional 5 activities, still we are processing, even though they sent it in 2021. But currently for the record, I think has been reduced to 3,000, 3,000 more than 3,000, I think 3,700 applications still we are processing, and hopefully, and we are struggling. We are trying to settle everything, all the application in 2021 before end of this year. Right. But for if Mr. Sean said about 2021, I believe it's under the logistic, and we are processing it shortly. I think you will receive the email that your application has been approved, or something updates about your application soon. Yeah. But the others application for the original 4, there is no backlog or any, because we are on the current year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we have some in December 2022.
Because I believe there's as mentioned by you last year, there was 60,000 claim. How 60,000 applicants, is it?
Last year we 6,000 applications that we approve, but we reject also have many more.
But in 2021, I assume there will be a lot more.
Yes, because why? In 2021 we introduced 5 additional activity. The 5 additional activity is the first one is the logistic cost. The second one is the A&P, advertising and promotion cost. The third one is international certification. The fourth one is IP, intellectual properties, branding, and the fifth one is another one. I cannot remember, but there is 5 additional activity. That's why the cancellation of the event. So that's why we receive not double but triple application in 2021. So there is a bottleneck there. Our staff don't increase, the fund don't increase, but we need to process double or triple times of application. So there is some delay on that, but we are working to settle it before end of this year. Right.
Okay, Sean. Okay, John, we'll try to look into that. I believe that MATRADE will try to speed up. So yeah, so just hang in there. Okay, Leo Schilling. Okay, if a company have no sales revenue or employee can claim the grant, this one very suspicious, if that's the case. Kalau I think the documentation lah, this one referring to the audited report ke KWSP kan.
Wait, what question?
If a company no sales, no employee can claim the grant. Yeah.
No sales and no employee.
I think more to
This
documentation lah.
this I don't know how to answer it, because if you don't have sales, you don't have employee, how you want to do the marketing, the business? How you want to do it? Maybe you can explain more on this.
Okay, Renee, again, any exceptional when the Malaysian shareholder is less than 60%, let's say 55% foreign investors and Malaysian only 45.
All right. Like I believe, like other agency also, like the grant that we receive, that we give is for the Malaysian company. So when we say the grant is for the Malaysian, so the Malaysian shareholder must be greater than the foreign investor, so that we need under this grant, the market development grant, the company must the Malaysian shareholder must be at least 60%.
60%.
Yeah, at least.
Okay, Renee. All right. Okay, Mr. Siva. Okay, we registered MATRADE 20 years back. So how do we check whether our registration is still valid? So they wanted to check whether their registration is still relevant.
Okay, Mr. Siva. There is two ways to check. First, you can go to our website and try to key in your company name and also MATRADE members. But I believe if you didn't involved in any MATRADE activity recently or for the last 1 year, so definitely your company will be dormant. So but you can try. If dormant, then you can contact the numbers my colleague is now the list name, and they will give you one link for you to reactivate back your account. That is free. Don't worry. You can ask them. It's free, but maybe it will take a while.
Okay, I think we have past 11:30. Is it okay, Mr. Radi, if we take one or two more questions?
Okay.
All right. Okay. I think this is the one of the important questions when it comes to MDG participating in exhibition. I'm sure we have a representative from the association here. Team MWE. Okay. I think if an association take part in exhibition and form a pavilion, later on, they recruit Malaysian companies to participate under their pavilion, so meaning that they sublet to their members. Is the company eligible to apply for MDG? Yeah. So this is let's say an association, they have a pavilion, and then they wanted to sublet, they wanted to sewa to their members the space. So is it the companies or the pavilion? I would say the landlord lah. The tenant or the landlord?
Okay. Thank you for this question, Miss Anis. To answer this question, we must back to our basic. What is this grant for? This grant we established this grant to assist the participant of the trade fair, or the trade promotion activity, the Malaysian participant. So means that in this case, if the company participate in the event, we don't care either the pavilion is organized or co-organized by the trade association or something. But if the company make the payment to be there, to be a participant, so they are eligible to claim. But in case, if you have the further question regarding the trade association that form the pavilion, this association seems like it's a co-organizer. So this one, and they don't have the they are not participant. They are the co-organizer. So when you become a co-organizer, so the association is not eligible to claim. Only the company that participate in this pavilion can claim. But still, we must look at the what cost that they've been sponsored and what cost they need to pay. If the booth is sponsored by the association, for example, so the other costs like the etiquette, if they are using the flight, maybe the company is from Sabah or Sarawak and come to KL, so they can claim the airfare, and also the accommodation if the company stay at the hotel. If not, so there is, if these three these three costs is not involved in any participate company or company that participate in this event, so there is no cost that can be claimed. But if there is a cost, so we can look into this, right?
So let's say if the members are paying for the space, and then the association actually, let's say if the association planning to construct the whole pavilion, and then the members, they are taking the space inside the pavilion, and then members are paying, right? Okay, but can the association actually claim for the construction cost? Let's say if they want to build the whole, still tak boleh kan?
No, sorry, Mr. Shafiq, no, because they are not participant. The association is not participant. They are like they are co-organize for their members. So only their members that can claim. So for example, they make the pavilion, but the members pay for the booth inside the pavilion. And when the members see the equipment that they prepare for the booth is not enough or not suitable with their product, so they want extra. So the members can claim for the extra for the booth enhancement cost, but not the association that construct the pavilion. We know that there is a cost to construct, but still you cannot claim the construction of the booth for the association.
Okay, I think the association take note about this. Right, thank you, Anis. Okay, now we go to one last question. I think there's a few more questions, but I'll pick last one question. Okay, Chinchi Ho, if we participate in home deck, is it entitled to claim? I think home deck is a local fare, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Domestic.
Okay. This I cannot answer yes or no for this because I need to see either this home deck is B2B exhibition or not, and is it this home deck is endorsed by MATRADE. If they are, if home deck is endorsed by MATRADE, so it's most probably will be eligible to claim under MDG.
All right, I think that's all for our Q&A. So the rest, the remaining question, will be sharing with you later on. Then once I get your reply, I'll share with our industry members, our participants today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Mr. Shafiq. Can I answer
Yes.
this one question from anonymous attendee? What country can claim for this MDG grant?
Sure.
Right.
Anonymous attendee.
It's very interesting because what country? All country can claim. Yeah, all country can claim. But the most important thing is the applicant must be a Malaysian SME. That's what country that you go is can claim under MDG. So you can claim, but the applicant must be a Malaysian company and must be fulfill all the criteria or the requirement in that stated in our guidelines, right?
Okay, anonymous attendee. All right, I think okay, the application for activity 2 market development grant is temporarily suspended effective one. I think this one referring to
Okay.
not trade fair.
All right. This can I answer this one one more? one more
Yeah,
question.
sure, no problem.
Right.
This one anonymous attendee juga.
Okay, because we also receive a lot of question, a lot of inquiries regarding the activity two market development grant. Okay, like I said just now, we have 4 activities, right? Under activity 2, there is a trade and investment mission and also export acceleration mission. Under this activity 2, the original we have three categories. One organized by MATRADE. Number 2 is organized, co-organized or joint collaboration with MATRADE, and the number 3 is organized by the third party or the other agency other than MATRADE, MITI, and also MIDA. So the second one, which is joint organized by MATRADE, is suspended. It's not the whole activity too. Only this activity is suspended. So means that if the mission is jointly organized by MATRADE, you are not available to claim anymore because we suspended this. There is some activity that replace this grant. We call it ETA. So we must promote this grant more than the market development grant, since we have the alternative or the option for this grant. So it's more to promote another grant. That is why we suspended this grant.
Oh, so meaning there's a new initiative.
Yeah,
like,
it's the same. Actually, it's the same. So we don't want it double dipping or something like this. So we suspended this, temporarily suspended. We will open, but we didn't know when. Just be alert with our website. We will posting when it will be uplift the suspension.
All right. Okay. Anonymous attendee. All right. So I think that's all for our Q&A session. I think we took more than 30 minutes. Thank you, Encik Hisham. All right. We have come to the end of our webinar session today. Our next chat with MTC webinar is expected to be held on 17 May. In 1 month time, so which we will be focusing on enhancing Malaysian timber through quality and reliability. So registration link will be shared later, so stay tuned. Okay, so on behalf of Malaysian Timber Council, we would like to thank Encik Radi Hisham for taking his time to share with us and also to answer all the questions. So I'm sure there's a lot more questions lah. It's just that maybe this one I will pass to you later. I hope you are not having a headache lah. Okay, so if you have any additional questions later on, you may reach out to him directly at his contact number and also his MATRADE email. I'll pass this one to everyone in the chat box. Okay, so you can contact the MDG team, mdg@matrade.gov.my, and the contact number is also there. Okay, all right. So before we end, I would like to inform you that there will be a live feedback poll at the end of this webinar. So I would like you guys to actually kindly help us to provide your feedback so that we can improve our webinars. And I hope you guys find this session insightful. And thank you everyone once again for joining us. I really appreciate you guys and hope you guys can join in the next session. Last but not least, I would like to take this opportunity to wish everyone Selamat Hari Raya and happy holidays. I pun tak tahu whether Friday or Saturday Raya. So yeah, so have a safe journey back home. Stay safe, take care, and have a wonderful day, everyone. Okay, bye. See you again in 1 month's time. Okay, Selamat Hari Raya and happy holidays.
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq, and Selamat Hari Raya to everyone. So,
Selamat Hari Raya. Thank you, Encik Radi.
Selamat Hari Raya, Tan Shafiq.
Alright, Selamat Hari Raya, Selamat Hari Raya. Encik Rapi ke tu? Okay.
Aja suara tu.
Siapa tu, Encik Rafi ya?
Taklah. Rafi.
Bukan.
Rafi lah.
Wah, ini semua typo-typo overseas ni.
Bukanlah.
Alright,
And
selamat
I wish
raya
you-
everyone. Selamat raya Alice. Hai, selamat. Thank you Mo Caitlin. Thank you KK. Selamat raya, happy holiday KK. Selamat raya, happy holiday Mr. Min. Thank you guys. Thank you. From Con. Okay, Mr. Wong got home. Thank you. Alright, thank you guys. See you again. Thank you Miriam. Thank you guys for those from Sabah, Sarawak. Okay, see you guys at MWE. Right. So any more question, can reach out to me or Encik Radhi Syam. Thank you Danny. Oh, Danny puasa today Danny. Wah, you not bad Ayo, 太好了。
Ni tukang tidak jadi MTC ke MTC. Aksi.
Okay. Zepi siapa? Zepi. Selamat Raya. Thank you guys. Thank you Alvin. Thank you. Selamat Raya. Happy holidays. Stay safe guys. Take care. Alright, okay. So, Cik Radhi, kita nak ambil photoshoot ke macam mana? Kata nak ambil gambar.
Okay. Boleh?
Aku
Nak ambil gambar saya tak?
boleh
Oh,
kalau
tak
nak
payah.
masuk je.
Abang Encik Radhi je gambar saya tak nak Sombong lah. Tapi
Kemudian.
Nanti datang apa MWE nanti ambil gambar banyak.
Aku ambil apa? Alexis, you want to turn off your camera, Alexis? Alexis kenal lah Encik Rafi.
Hi Alexis, how are you? Dia dah lupa dah.
Dia ada meeting tu.
Oh.
Okay. Aku nak ambil. Dah. Sekejap. Okay. Kita jap. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Encik Rafi, jom sekali.
Tak payah. Gan lah.
Awak macam apa tu, invisible, tak nampak suara je.
Mana waktu saya? You.
Aduh. Padahal kau nombor Vietnam tak dapat.
Kan?
Telefon.
Okay,
Hantar
yes,
lagi
messages
mail.
and verify can claim, but please don't mention that provided file is available. I'm sure to heard this answer our heart. Please don't mention to industry that provided fund is available. I think some people may have misunderstood lah. I think that's why kita selalu letak condition kan.
Grant can claim.
The grant subject to apa? Availability apa semua kan.
Memang pun because of kita ikut development expenses yang government bagi.
Yes.
Even MATRADE pun kita dapat duit saluran secara quarterly. Jadi setiap quarter tu baru kita boleh commit lah. Duit tu masuk. Bila duit masuk, kita commit lah kan.
Yes. Okay, Mr. To. Yeah. Sebab because this one bukan our timber industry saja, but I think there's a lot of people.
We are not in control in term of the fund. Memang tu government punya allocation.
Yes. I think so not just our timber industry. I think the whole commodity. I think a lot of commodity industry lah kan. Palm arable wood lah. Medical apa semua. Even tourism pun they can claim kan.
All the sector except the tourism and also the education.
Tourism and education.
Yeah, because they have their own grant and their own project and activities. For this market development grant, all sectors cross all board except tourism and also education.
I think this is why we should have this kind of webinar lah. Especially I think this is the first time kita buat specifically focus on MDG. So tak ramai yang tahu how the grant works. And of course when it comes to money kan, everyone wants to claim lah. Tapi they don't know how it works. So I think it's
The one that we mentioned is just act as like a disclaimer,
yeah.
from our side, because of subject to ability of the fund ni memang kita pun takut juga, mencabar jugalah.
Yep.
Once we receive the money, definitely we are in the position to pay, kan? So
Betul.
tak ada issue, but cepat atau lambat because of the numbers of application, as what Radhi say, the backlog tu banyak sangat. We have to clear. So this
Sebab
is
when it
some of
comes
our
to-
concern lah.
Yeah, I mean like yeah, I think when it comes to money, memang yeah, some people yalah, money kan, so everybody wanna claim. So, tapi itulah macam Cik Rafi kata lah, benda ni kita pun tak boleh nak control kan.
But above all, we try our level best to disburse lah, do all the disbursement, kan? Cumanya cepat atau lambat lah.
Tapi kalau I think there's one question from John Sia just now. Yeah, sebab dia kata is hotel included for local exhibition. So I think boleh je kan, as long as endorsed by MATRADE and cap at 5,000
Apa tu?
kalau hotel.
Hotel.
Actually kalau macam Sabah Sarawak kan, dia nak datang Malaysia kan. and
Same
then
goes to Johor. Johor kalau
Johor.
event tu kat KLCC, dia boleh claim hotel.
dia boleh claim.
Tapi kalau KL tak boleh lah. KL Selangor.
Kalau
Yalah, tak.
Within Klang Valley lah.
Yalah, joke aside lah, but this is
Yeah.
how we clarify on thing in term of accommodation, whereby you have to travel and then you have to get accommodation for hotel.
Yep.
You are entitled as long as your participation fee, your booth rental, booth enhancement tu, accommodation pun boleh cover.
This one tak perlu pun endorsement by MATRADE. Yang perlu endorsement by MATRADE tu dia event tu itself.
Maknanya kalau booth construction, booth rental tu.
Ya.
I see.
Yang itu tak ada juga. Dia event tu perlu diiktiraf.
Event tu macam ni macam MTC nak buat MWE. Event MWE tu kena endorse by MATRADE.
Betul.
Then after that apa yang dalam tu macam enhancement of booth ke, flight ticket,
Salah hotel ke apa lah. Tapi minyak tak boleh lah.
minyak tak boleh lah sebab kita tak ada kita tak ada
As for organizer, there's 4 criteria set. Mandatory criteria is of the mandatory requirement. Ya, itu yang kita kata endorsed by MATRADE tu. Once the exhibition meet that criteria tu, more than 1,000 square meter, ada yang tak, maknanya dia buat kecil tapi dia nak claim, yang tu kita tak bagi. And then plus lah, dia ada plus 20-20-10, maknanya 20 foreign exhibitor, ada kriteria dia. 20 foreign exhibitor dia ada macam mana?
10% mestilah pelawat perdagangan dari luar negara.
Foreign visitor 10%.
Foreign exhibitor pun sekali pun ada kan.
20% foreign exhibitor, 20% dia punya ni for apa tu net space dia untuk overseas. So benda-benda ni we require a audited report from the organizer. You hantar satu report tu pakai format MATRADE, lepas tu you punya auditor tu akan endorse, katakan maklumat tu semua betul, and then kita bawa ke jawatankuasa MDG untuk kita perakukan lah, sah. So
tapi MATRADE tak ada macam auditor kan, kalau nak tolong endorse report ada ke?
Apa dia?
MATRADE auditor.
You buat report kan, report dia pun kita ada kita punya format. So bila you buat report tu, lepas tu you hantar pada auditor untuk sahkan report you tu. Nanti auditor punya report pun ada format dia. So dia just follow yang tu, then dia chop dan dia sign. Itu je lah. So daripada situ baru kita akan endorse. Maknanya kita akan buat masuk dalam kita punya komiti kata agree, then baru boleh eligible untuk
once kita endorse tu, itulah apa tu for the companies, They just need to prove they have their apa tu receipt invoice from MTC punya ni or the organizer kan. And then all the apa tu receipt untuk accommodation kalau ada lah, kalau dari luar dari Lembah Kelang. So anything that can prove that you are participating into this event, itu je. Kan?
Sebenarnya saya ada lagi satu soalan, ada yang hantar.
Boleh kita sambung lagi. Okey, tak ada masalah. Sila.
Tak apalah, kejap sebelum ke-12.
Tak, boleh, no problem. Tak ada isu, sila.
Okey, sebab yang soalan ni dia cakap for international trade fair, kalau dia nak claim, let's say dia pergi sendiri lah kan, like dia pergi biasalah untuk business kan, dia nak pergi Ligna dekat Germany kan. So maknanya dia boleh claim for flight just like that lah.
Yep.
Tak perlu.
Betul, boleh. Dia tak ada endorsement. Kita tak perlu endorse. Sebab dia satu, MATRADE tak cover semua aktiviti. Contohnya kalau you pergi International Cat Fair, pameran kucing dan sebagainya, MATRADE takkan masuk pun. Jadi you pergi on your capacity lah. Kalau you supply cat punya pet punya apa tu, makanan pet food ke apa kan, you pergi, but as long as you prove that you participate in this event lah. Contohnya you punya booth, dia punya ni berapa you bayar dekat organizer dan sebagainya. Anything you need to prove yang you pergi, you present in that
you participate dalam event tu.
Dapatlah.
Sebab ingatkan dia MATRADE have to be there ataupun have to be recognized lah.
Tak perlu.
Sebab let's say kalau dia orang datang setakat nak macam nak recce saja kan, macam nak explore je as a visitor kan, dia visit satu expo dekat Germany, dia setakat nak pergi visit saja.
Visit tak boleh.
Tak boleh kan. Dia kena participate ada booth.
Yes.
Dia dekat luar ni dia boleh pergi international conference as a speaker or participant, yang itu boleh 2,500 kita cover. 2,500 ringgit.
2,000 je lah.
Yang itu boleh accommodation, boleh airfare, dan dia kena proof lah dia masuk dia punya exhibit apa tu, participant punya pass tu, delegate pass tu.
As a speaker.
As a speaker. Tapi visitor nak pergi lawat booth, lawat pameran, kita tak cover.
Sebab dia hanya melawat kan, dia tak participate. So tak boleh lah.
Noted. Okay. Sebab actually to me something yang baru juga kalau flight ni. Sebab selalunya kita ingatkan dia, orang kata apa, just dekat exhibition macam like booth sahaja lah kan, sebab apa participate exhibition kan. So flight boleh. Hello? Yes.
Sorry, bateri habis.
Itulah pasal tengok dah